Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck this place!
Oh, wow.
Me too.
Yeah. Quarantine most of the time. I did go to Utah to do a show.
How'd that go?
They're not quarantining.
Nah,
Yeah.
dude. Utah is fucking buck wild.
Yeah, they're not. But I didn't even get sick
You
because
have
I
no
was
control
I
over
was
this.
at Utah with like they didn't wear masks.
Mm.
There was like a lot of people there. Nothing happened. Nothing
Sure.
happened.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
mean,
nothing
like-
happened to you. That's the thing. You know,
Yeah.
we have no contact tracing in this
know.
country, so
Yeah,
we're in
yeah.
big trouble in
I've-
the sense that, like,
I've
a
had,
ton of things could have happened to a ton of people around that event,
Mhm,
but we don't know. We have no idea. Just nothing happened right then. Like nobody barfed. You know.
I know.
yeah.
I did, but
Um,
after I came back from Utah, I did quarantine for 14 days
Right.
Mhm,
Smart move.
mhm.
just to
Smart
make
move.
sure,
So
I
nothing
didn't.
clearly happened to you from that isolated incident. What happened to them? No clue.
Oh,
No way of knowing. None.
How was the show?
It was a good show. So they did do the indoor show was only 25% seating.
Yeah.
It's usually like a 200 seat theater.
Yeah.
But I think there was only like 50 people in there or something
Mhm.
like that.
Mhm.
It was like really, but it was a good show.
Mm.
And then the outdoor one also had about 50 to
Mm.
70 people.
Mhm, mhm.
Those are going to be gone in Utah pretty soon, I guess.
What is going to be
The
gone?
outdoor shows.
Really? Why?
Because it's
Oh,
going
'cause
to
it's
get
snow?
cold, right? Isn't it?
They're trying to figure out how to do it. Like they're trying to see if they can buy heat
Heaters or
lamps
whatever.
and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Can't wait to see. I cannot wait to watch people turn outside into inside. Well, I guess I should intro the podcast. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs
Yay.
with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name's Nick, and with us today, our guest is a comedian, a mom. She hosts the Late Night Mom Show. She's got a book coming out called Badass Moms Rock that she will tell you about a little bit later. The wonderful Lin Sun. Lin, how are you?
Yay. Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
We're so
no
glad to
problem.
have you.
No
I'm good.
problem.
I'm good considering everything that's happening. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful to be good.
And that's really the best answer anybody can give. you
Yeah.
know, for
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
last
In
9
this
months.
world, that is a top tier answer.
yeah.
Can you believe it's been 9 months? 9 months?
Man, I feel every bit of that 9 months, man.
I
feel
believe
every
it
bit.
so hard.
It
Are
has
you
been a
are you
long
both
time.
quarantining alone?
Yeah,
No, although it looks like I'm nowhere, doesn't it?
yeah.
Looks like I don't exist.
Yeah, no, I am also not quarantining alone, quarantining with my girlfriend. But I was just saying that because for me, because I also busted my leg all to hell, so I have just been the most alone. The most, not even the accompaniment of 2 legs. my leg.
Oh, no. That's why there's crutches back there.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are my crutches. This is my corner. This is my corner with this. Like I'm trying to put as much of my personality in this corner as I can.
But isn't it good that you busted your legs during quarantine? You don't have to go anywhere. You just heal.
Yeah, I was pretty good about not going anywhere before, and then this feels like a punishment for someone else that was going out all the time. You know, because it was like I was just going to the kitchen. I don't know why I'm in trouble now.
Yeah,
So
no
true.
fair. No fair. Yeah, I'm also not quarantining alone. My wife and I share a studio. The AC is currently broken in it, which, you know, for everybody else
fuck.
in the world right now, that's fine. You know, it's October, no biggie, but it's still like 90 fucking degrees. In
I
this
know.
goddamn shithole. So just
You
living the dream in that sense.
No
Mhm.
AC, I can't do it. You know,
Uh-huh.
when I used to date, way before I was a mom, but when
Uh-huh.
I used to date, one of my criterias was the guy had to have AC.
That's fair.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I'll like add to that. That's one of those things that maybe you don't come out right. Maybe I don't say that, or Chase doesn't say that about the person we date or whatever.
Yeah.
But when we find out the person we date doesn't have it, that's a thing we think about.
Yeah, people are using that filter whether they're explicit about it or not.
Yeah,
I just say it.
Yeah, you're
Like
just
it's in my profile. I'm
It's
like,
on
you
the
must
front.
have AC. Because how are you, you know, it's so hard. Like, I don't want to cuddle with you with no
no,
AC.
no, 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 no.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Uh-huh.
It's a no-go. It's too warm, too sticky. Come on. Okay, well, we should
miserable.
get to our first segment. Lynn, the first segment we typically play on every podcast is a segment we like to call Fuck This Place, ? Where we decide where if we would work somewhere or not. So we have looked up some Craigslist posts from where you originally hail, Alhambra, California. Now I will say, it's an LA Craigslist, so it's a little bit wider,
Out
scope
in
than
Pasadena
just
area.
the neighborhoods of Alhambra. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the 3 job titles, and you'll pick the one you don't want to look at, and then we will look at the other 2, just like you're browsing Craigslist.
Okay.
So first job title is personal project. That's all it says.
Okay.
Second job title, auto old car mechanic.
Okay.
And third title is need table tennis hitting partner, $20 an hour. They're listing wages. So which one do you not want to look at? Table tennis, old car mechanic, or auto old car mechanic? Not sure. And personal project. Which one do you not want to look at?
I don't want to look at the car one.
Yeah, for sure. Not qualified. Not really feeling it.
No.
I respect that. Okay, let's take a look then. I think we can let's look at personal project first. Our first job title is personal project, and it's in Glendale.
Okay.
And the text begins. No pictures or anything. It says, writer and financial planner in Glendale is looking a person with following qualifications for a personal project.
Uh-huh.
And there's a list, but it's not just, for those who are not watching this, which you can check it out on YouTube if you just search FCK, this place. This list is not vertical. This is a list that goes sideways, which for some reason alarms me. Number 1, good listener, comma. Number 2, intelligent.
Okay.
Number 3, compassionate.
Okay.
And number 4, desire and ability to understand without evaluating. Yeah. What is happening? Okay, next thing it says the times are Wednesday 8 to 10 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So it's a soft close.
Okay.
Saturday flexible 2 to 2.5 hours each day. No 1099 or W-2 will be issued because this is not a business expense.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so it's cash, I guess is what they're trying to say.
Right.
And there's really only 2 more sections here. It says, the project consists of my answering to questions, an optional S, being asked by you. I will give you the question and keeping track of it.
What? Okay.
It is getting more obscure by the word. Then it says, please send resume and picture.
Okay.
Then that sentence ends, and then he says, or somebody says, the reason for the picture. If you are uncomfortable with either of these 2 requirements, that is okay. Kindly, please don't respond. This can't be done online. Nah, that's a lie. That's a bold-faced fucking lie. And then it says compensation, $35 per hour to start. Employment type, contract, which is not true because you are not signing a 1099 or doing a W-2. There is no contract being signed. And supposedly, it's a nonprofit organization. And that is the post.
What do you think are the odds that this person has a curly mustache? Travels via hot air balloon from
or one of those bikes, I'm talking about. I think they're called penny farthings, where it's got one big wheel up front and one little wheel in the back.
Yeah, and then as soon as he's found out, he's like, "Whoa, gotta go!" And he tilts his top hat and then gets on and takes off to the next town.
Possible.
There are several small towns in Texas looking for this guy.
He's like a swindler for like oil tycoons. Or
$35 an hour.
Yeah, that's what it says. That's not. I mean, that is the most tempting part of probably the only tempting part about this ad.
Right. You know what? If I was really in need, I would respond to this.
Okay. Yeah.
I would respond to it, knowing that very well that it's probably not what it says.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
That's a simple way of putting this. This is for sure not what it says, and that's not necessarily because this person's a liar. It could also just be because they are extremely bad at communicating what they're talking about.
Right.
Right. Could be. I think they're a liar though, but it could be that they're
I definitely think liar.
Yeah, because I feel like this is something. Are you guys on Craigslist a lot? Do you look for jobs on Craigslist a lot?
Oh my God, so much.
I mean, for this podcast, every week we're on Craigslist.
I found projects on Craigslist, but everything I see now, anything that says personal anything, I just think they're looking for a hookup.
Yeah.
Right? Am I
Yeah,
wrong or no?
No, well, they're like
I mean-
they may not. Again, this is similar to the AC situation in that like they may not actually know or say that they're looking for a hookup, but they are.
Mhm.
Good listener. Why do I have to listen to you talk? Be your financial planner and be a good listener.
Well, I think that so. This person is a writer and financial planner. I think that's what so they are looking for a person. Okay, my guess is this: that they want you to listen to them answer questions, right?
Okay.
They're gonna give you the questions, and then they
They want me to
they want
ask the questions that
They want you to ask the questions,
Okay.
and then they want you to keep track of it, which is an extremely
Whoa.
strange word
Yeah, that's yeah.
because it's like
It's not
You
even
mean
write it down.
correct or
So it's
record
like-
it.
It's like a fetish. It's like a
Again?
It's like a talking fetish.
It could be.
I think
But what-
I think this person is definitely they're definitely into listening to themselves talk. I'll tell you that much for sure.
Yeah.
They just like it's just like it's like Chase, ask me how great I am. Ask me how great I am. You know?
Yeah.
It's a fetish, I'm telling you. Or someone very lonely and just wants company and they'll pay
Yeah,
for the
could just
company.
be. Yeah, could be a very sort of facile old person
Yeah.
who is really truly just wants to talk about the Dust Bowl or whatever.
And just
Right.
exhausted all their friends and family of this.
If that was really what it was, I probably would reject the offer.
Really?
But I would reply because I'd be like $35 an hour just to sit there and listen
That's a
to you.
good
That's
point.
cool.
It's a
But
good
if
point.
if it becomes something that's kind of like unsafe or whatever,
Freaky,
I'd be like,
yeah.
nah.
Yeah,
I'd be weirded out. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but I'm saying like fuck this place. Like I wouldn't reply just because the what weirds me out most is the no 1099 W2 versus contract employee,
Mhm,
because I
mhm,
feel like
mhm.
however that falls in your interaction with this person, he's gonna say the other thing. Like let's say like if you try to bail, he's gonna be like, hey, you're a contract worker. But if I go like, hey, I'm on a contract, you got to pay me. He's like, you never signed a 1099. Like he's gonna like,
Right, he's gonna switch
he's
a
gonna be
room.
real shifty feet on me all the
No
time.
matter what. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're always
yeah,
gonna be
so-
wrong.
So,
Wow,
so I'm out
geez.
because of that.
Yeah,
Then I'm not a great listener. I'm not gonna lie.
You know, Lynn, I think you have a very good point though that this could be easy money.
Yeah.
And if this person is, in fact, now writer, that's a broke person, but a financial planner, that's somebody who's got the cash to pay you $35 an hour and
They
let
do.
you,
Mhm.
kind of.
They do.
And also, again, this person's for sure not a writer because if they were, they would just write the answers to their own questions. So again, I think in a different life I would be tempted,
Yeah.
just to poke around. But the truth is, I know almost even if it's innocuous, I'm just gonna hate him too much. Just the idea that he can pay me to do this is gonna make me very mad. So
How do we know this is a man? How do we know this is a man? We don't, right? We're
we don't.
assuming this is a
I'm
man.
very sorry for that assumption. If this is a woman,
What if this was a woman?
That'd be weird. I
you
feel
know,
like,
Would
I feel
you?
like
Would
this
it make a
is like man
difference?
vi-
Would it make a difference if it was a woman?
no.
because my problems are still have they still have to do with that 1099 W2 versus contract thing. Like I said, that
Yeah,
weirds
you're
me out
still
more than
logical. You're like
yeah.
it's a logical thing for me. I can't do it.
If this is an old man, he's not going to like me right away, or he's going to like me a lot, and then I'm going to have to sort of extricate myself from that. But if it's I'm assuming they're old, and that's maybe not fair. But if it's an older lady, I'm sure that like this is for the most part a safe gig,
Mhm.
But again, this person has got a lot of stacks of things in
Yeah.
their apartment or house, like stacks of cups or newspapers or leaves,
Watch, we're all assuming, and then watch when we do reply and they reply back. It's like some really normal rich person sitting by the pool. We're just
For sure,
having
they're
a
just like-
conversation.
They're just extremely bad at communicating, in which case I don't want to get a text from this person. So again, I'm
Yeah.
just going to say I'm okay. I'm not saying fuck this place. I'm just like, live and let live.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm real of the mind that this might be like Doc from Back to the Future, or like a Rick from Rick and Morty, where it's just like, yeah, like Chase writes stacks of old newspapers where he's like, no, there's something written that day. I need to look at it and stuff, and then he's no doubt building a car to go back in time.
Right.
Ooh, that'd be so cool. You guys, my morals are negotiable, so I'm the wrong person to play this game.
No, so
No way,
yes.
you're a great
no,
person
no,
for
this
this
is it's just a question.
I
of a
would
yes
I
or
would
no,
answer.
maybe.
I would
Okay,
answer,
great.
and then
All right.
I probably
All right.
wouldn't take it, but I would answer this.
All right,
For
great.
sure. That's fair.
I respect your answer. Okay, post number 2 is, and this might be a solid home run, or should I say, whatever it is, a score when you play table tennis. The post title is "Need Table Tennis Hitting Partner, $20 an hour." The wages are good.
I know.
And there is a picture.
Okay.
That we should take a quick look at here. It is very obviously a table tennis. I call this ping pong, but I understand that probably the pros might call it table tennis.
Yes, the athletes that play this.
Yeah, the athletes. Yeah, the talent calls it table tennis. And this is, but I will say, it is like if this is a finished garage, this is a very nice garage.
It is.
You know, speaking of $20 an hour, it's we got clean walls, and I don't even see marks or scuffs from table tennis
Anything.
gone afoul.
Like super. Look at the floor. Look
Floor
at the
is
hardwood
immaculate.
floor.
Yeah, hardwood floor. There's again a couple things to note here. We have got towels.
Yep.
We've got a rack of towels. Some of them look used, but they look small. Like again,
hand
this is a
towels.
rich person. They can afford many small towels.
Wow.
In addition to other things they have lots of, they have 3 baskets full of ping pong balls or table tennis orbs, as they call them.
Yeah. For the enthuse.
Yeah. If multiple colors, I don't know if there's a difference in those weights, but it is clearly, if someone were to say like stock photo tennis table, I would expect, like almost this picture, except for the fact that there's these very specific details that I think this is this person's table tennis.
So. Where's the paddles? Where's the
Good
paddles?
question. Again, I would consider this person, my guess is they're
no doubt in this man's back pockets.
Yeah. At all times.
At all times. This definitely looks like excuse me, the room is dedicated to this. There's nothing else in this room. There's maybe a boombox like in the corner, like something kind of old daddy,
like a sofa. Yeah.
Just and this is what this room is fucking for.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, there are some windows, but again, there is nothing on the walls. Not even a poster of a fabled table tennis player or something.
Right.
No
Not even a picture of Forrest Gump. Just nothing.
that 20-minute segment where he was good at table tennis. Yes. So anyway, there's a picture of, and I do think this is a person's table tennis setup. And the text begins: I am changing from inverted rubber to a combination of short pips forehand and long pips backhand. Anybody understand what any of those things? Okay, great.
I don't.
I'm assuming this is terminology.
I know.
Yeah.
I am looking for a training partner to hit with for approximately 4 to 6 times per week to help me transition, I assume, from these various pips.
Yeah.
My schedule is flexible, though I prefer day to evenings, which, that's like a lot of it's like a lot of time. Anyway, pay is $20 an hour.
Okay.
Right away, I think that, and this isn't a knock, but this guy or gal is super serious to the point where I think short pips and long pips backhand, they threw that in there to scare off people like me who are just like casuals, that would just be like, oh, I'll try this. Oh, wait, I have no fucking clue what he is talking about.
Right.
He's going to be so mad when I show up and can't hit the ball. I can't volley it twice. So.
Yes. You're absolutely right, because this person does go on and says you should have a rating of at least 1,500. Don't know what that
don't
means.
Even know what that means.
My current rating is around 1470. Around? Jesus. No. This guy's rating is 1469 to 1471. It doesn't range higher than that. Sorry, my current rating is 1470, but obviously with new rubbers, I am much worse. Aren't we?
Of course.
Okay.
How cool? Who could?
A new rubber and a forehand pip.
Yeah.
Sessions will probably be 60 to 120 minutes, hour and a half. Right? of just
an hour to 2 hours.
Oh, 2 hours. You're right. 90 minutes is an hour and a half.
20,
I'm so
40
bad at math.
bucks, okay.
2 straight hours, which, again, if you're a pro, and we can work out the details over the phone. I bet you can. I have a dedicated space with lights, butterfly table, and a basket of balls,
Okay.
which is precisely
Sold.
what we saw.
I'm in.
Is there air conditioning? Yeah, he described exactly what is in the picture that he showed us. So I do
Okay.
very much think that this
That's his
person
place.
is doing this.
Yeah.
I wonder why. You ever wonder why they have to post Craigslist ads instead of just asking a friend?
Yeah, all the time we talk about that. Where are their friends?
So glad you brought that up, Lynn, because I do think that this fits under the category of do you have a friend on Craigslist? Because they're for sure, we'll see posts of people like, oh, I need to move this TV from Reno to San Francisco. Can you drive my wife too? And it's like, all right, I think you could just be indebted to someone for a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So can you help me move this couch to the next room? It's like, where is one friend? Where is one person? What kind of and again, what weirds me out about this is, I like to play sports. I also like to shoot pool, right? Mm-hmm. And if I was rich enough to have my own half court basketball court and or my own billiards table. Yep. At some point in getting so good that I decided to move this operation to my house, I should have met someone that can come play, that can come over and play.
That's
if I get so good, I used to go to pool halls all the time, and then you'd recognize people from the pool hall.
Yes.
And then, you know what I mean? It's weird that he hasn't met anyone along the way that is comparable to him.
Or take a class.
This would be sort of like a comic being like, I need people to come watch me do comedy. It's a trial thing. It's not a real show. I don't know what you call it.
Open mic.
It's an open mic.
Yeah.
There's already a setup for this. Now I understand, COVID, whatever. But again, there's got to be a couple of friends. This is you may be indoor, but if you're willing to wear a mask, which this person did not mention, by the way, a table tennis, that's 6 feet.
Yeah, right. You're pretty far from each other.
You might be breathing heavy, but if you got, adequate ventilation, which I'm sure this person has got the cash to put an HVAC system in or something, and you wear a mask, you're probably going to be fine. So again, it's possible that this person for sure has to have met people along the road. My question is, has he burned each and every one of those bridges along the way?
Yeah.
He's just difficult to work with.
Can we look up real quick, high table tennis rating? Let's see where this guy is in terms of, because maybe that'll help us decide whether or not he should have friends at this level.
What is a good table tennis rating? Okay.
Oh, there it is. What is a good table tennis? An average tournament player is in the 1400 to 1800 ratings. Okay. So this person is
he's good enough to be in tournaments now.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. He's good enough. Oh, wrong one. To be in tournaments now.
Right.
And he wants you to be better than him because he's trying to get to 1500. He's trying to crack.
He's trying to get there.
Okay. I mean, honestly, before having a child, I would have probably, if I was really good at table tennis, I would answer him. Mm-hmm. I would do it. I'm telling
you. Another
I
question.
Do.
If you're good at table tennis, do you need this? Do you need this guy?
It depends how lonely I am. I have been in quarantine for a really long time.
But I'm just saying, if you're really good, you're also playing with other people. Table tennis is not a sport you can play by yourself. So if you're at 1500, you're at 1500 because you're regularly playing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And do you need, again, you might need the cash, but again, I think that table tennis isn't quite the same entry level as actual tennis, for club memberships, et cetera, But I would imagine there's still a threshold there of financial stability in order to really reach a certain level of aptitude in the sport. So that's what I'm saying. If you got a 1400, you might be the same. You might be like, you might have your own table tennis room, and you might want to post a Craigslist ad.
You know what a good price for this would be if he put 50 an hour.
Yeah.
Right. If he put 50 an hour, people would do it.
Because what this person's really looking for is a coach.
Oh yeah, well, that's right. Because he's looking for someone better than him.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking maybe. Okay, so maybe I got down too far down the well with this, but it's I was kind of thinking that he wants someone, he's plateaued and he wants someone to give him just a new hill to get over. So I don't know if he's looking for a coach as much as he's looking for a rival, like a friendly rival. someone that can kind of push him just enough.
A new enemy.
Yeah, and I like that would be my aversion to this a little bit, because I'm thinking about it in context of like, what if it was something I also really love to do and I was pretty good at? You'd be getting paid to also be getting better at something you liked. So that'd be kind of fun, you know?
Yeah.
So I might, if I was into table tennis,
not a bad situation here.
But
I think you're right, Lynn. If you can bump those wages a little bit, it's going to be an easier sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I'd say if it was
even if he did 40, even if he was like 40 an hour, he'd get somebody.
I think you're right.
50 an hour.
But I mean, I will say, this is still a lot of time. I mean, look, I'm looking for a training partner to hit with for approximately 4 to 6 times per week. If you do 6 days a week, you have 1 day off and you're back at it. You're going to get tennis elbow, table tennis elbow.
Yeah. And so it's like if you're playing 2 hours a day
for 6 times a week, dude.
Yeah. That's a lot.
But that's kind of like how comics go to open mics that many times.
But hold on a second. Let me backpedal on that. You're at
I get
the
to
open
drink
mic
beer there though.
What do you say?
I get to drink beer when I'm doing that. Though.
Oh yeah.
When you're at an open mic, you're there for 3 hours. You're on stage for 5 fucking minutes.
Oh, you're not going back and forth for like an hour.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if this person's doing it for 2 straight hours, that's like
this would be like hosting an open mic for 2 hours a night, 6 nights a week.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And that would start to be a bitch.
Wow. Hosting open mics. Okay, we're off topic now.
Yeah, we'll never do that again. We're just letting it go. Either you're good or you're not. That's how we're gonna do it after quarantine. So yeah, I mean, again, if I was into the scene, this isn't a terrible sell. And also this person's in La Cañada, so it's like, it's gonna be a nice house.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have a good time. This person is gonna have a wine cellar.
Nice. It doesn't look bad. That's not a bad gig.
And for sure AC. So I'm not qualified, so for sure fuck this place for me.
I know.
But if you're listening to this right now, you might want to hop on it,
Yeah. I will also say it's gonna be a fuck this place for me, but only because I'm not gonna do it because I'm not good at it. Like I said, if it was playing Street Fighter, I'd do it.
You're there. $20 an hour. You're there.
I'd play.
I don't see the thing here. Yeah. I'll cede you that, Nick. But I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm not 1,500 at any activity I do. Like I love riding bikes. I'm not 1,500 at riding bikes. I don't know what the equivalent is, but not it.
I don't know if I'm 1,500.
Yeah,
I love going camping. I don't think I'm 1,500. Well, maybe I'm 1,470.
Yeah.
Anywho, Lynn, what are your thoughts?
Well, I wouldn't reply just because I don't know how to play professionally.
But if you were,
but if I was, I would do it. If like what Nick said, if I wanted to just get better at my sport,
This has been the most not fuck this place we've ever had, I want to say.
I know, it's pretty cool. I would probably negotiate it to like 4 times. I'm like, I don't know about 6 times.
Sure. Yeah. Four times a week, $40 an hour. No, I believe in your negotiating tactics. Well, not fuck this place.
Not fuck this place.
Not bad.
What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470 bad jobs. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470 bad jobs.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
So, Lynn, what is the first job you ever had?
Movie theater.
Oh,
Boom.
man.
We are in a real run of movie theaters.
Is that everybody's first job?
Not everybody, but yeah, like
a lot.
I want to say, by the time this episode comes out, in the last 5 episodes, I think 4 of them have been
because they hire kids.
Yeah, they hire teenagers, and it's a chill job. Like compared to one of the other ones that's recent was McDonald's, and it's like, yeah, that kind of sucks. Whereas like movie theaters, like you get to see movies.
Yeah. They didn't hire me at McDonald's and Jack in the Box.
Bastards.
They didn't hire me back in the day. But no, movie theater, Edward Cinemas. in Alhambra.
Edward Cinemas.
Yep.
Was it
How
like
you
a
on as?
corporate thing? Was it like a local thing?
It was local. I worked at concession stand, and then they moved me into the box office,
Oh.
and then I got fired.
Oh, what a ride.
And that all happened in 24 hours.
I know.
So
I got fired.
how did you get the job? Did you apply just regular? Or?
I applied, but my friend hooked me up. My friend worked there. It was miserable. I hated that job.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, good. I'm so glad that you say this because the last several people, and part of it is that Nick worked at this goddamn movie theater and everybody loved it because it was like an independent theater. But all my friends who worked in movie theaters in high school hated it because it was like it just sucked because I don't know, you don't get that much popcorn anyway. Apparently Nick got to just like eat chocolate bars whenever he wanted. Who cares?
I worked with my friends. It was a good time.
Oh,
But you did not like it, Lynn. Please.
No.
Dish.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like what the customers are horrible. I even those the hot dogs. You guys remember those hot dogs?
Yeah.
And it'd be like really yummy, right? And this one guy was really difficult, and I turned around to get his hot dog, and I was like, "Fuck this guy!" And then I turned back around, and he goes, "I heard you."
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm gonna get fired," but that's not how I got fired.
You were like, heard me what? Here's your popcorn, sir.
I know. Yep.
Did you make him pay for that hot dog though?
I mean, yeah,
You had
he
to.
paid for it.
Yeah.
I think he was different. He was probably one of
That's
those
the
things where
ultimate
he
fuck
kept
you.
asking me for like different hot dogs. It's like one of those like, oh, I don't like this one. Can you give me another one? I don't like this one. Can you give me another one? You're like, oh my God, just take it.
Bro, it's a hot dog. It's basically microwaved. Like
Yeah.
it was never
it was
good
bad.
to
And
begin
then
with.
cleaning it is terrible. You like Nick? You used to work at a movie theater.
I did. Yeah, it was my
I'm
first
so,
job back home.
so excited to gang up on Nick
But
on
the
this
boys,
point.
the boys were ushers, weren't they? You guys
Yeah,
did the
I
movie
was an
theater
usher.
clean.
Yeah.
See, we had to do concessions, so we cleaned the popcorn machine and the hot dog machine, and we did all that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying every job there was great. I'm saying I had a good time. I had a good
He's
time.
saying my job was great.
My
No.
job was good.
I remember in high school, my parents were barely getting divorced, right? And then on Christmas Eve, I called my boss and I was like, can I just stay home today with my mom because she's by herself? And then the boss said, well, we need you here. So like she didn't care. I know. She's like, there was no compassion, which I understand because she's running a business and Christmas Eve is busy at the
Super
theater.
busy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the busiest days. Christmas
Right.
Eve, Christmas Day are like super busy.
Yeah. So I get it. So, I mean, I went into work, but I was like, oh, that sucks.
You were like, your boss was like, no, you have to work on Christmas. And you were like, this reminds me of a movie that I think you could take a lesson from right now. Heard of a certain Bob Cratchit?
Ever heard Muppet Christmas Carol? Ever heard of it?
Oh my God.
Were there any like notable? Because did you get to watch any movies for free?
Yeah. You know what? The coolest part for me was that I got to see Titanic. I'm aging
Just about
myself,
to
but
ask.
Titanic,
Yes.
where it was always sold out.
Always
right?
for weeks.
Always
months
sold
even.
out. Yeah. And then when I walked in with my boyfriend at the time, my coworker was like, just go in there. And I was like, but I'm cutting in line. He's like, you work here.
Hell yeah.
Walk in. So we walked in, we got good seats and it was cool. This was before, obviously. my boss actually had the girls do ushering one day and the boys do concession.
Just for
Just
fun.
so we could understand, because we kept bitching that each other's job was easier.
Right. Yeah.
So then she had a switch one day and the girls had to usher and clean
Yeah.
theaters and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we were like,
there's-
oh.
But there's no doubt that your job was harder. Concessions is harder. I like being usher was easy because it's just if you're okay with cleaning stuff that's a little gross, that's the hardest part of being an usher. Concessions is hard because it's customers complaining about super expensive food.
Yeah.
It is. And then you know what? In concessions, we learn how to do the math in our head and then tell them the total first in case they didn't have enough money to pay. Because that's happened a lot where you'd ring it up and then they'd be like, oh my God, it's $35. And it'd be like young kids or whatever. So we learn to do the math in our head,
Oh yeah.
give them the total. And
I
then
for
when
sure
they
don't
give
do
us the
that
money,
anymore.
then we'll ring it up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I'm not fucking moving from this register until you give me my $35.68.
Oh man.
We'll never get out of
movie
here.
Theater. I'm a terrible employee, but go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, how did you move up to box office? Was this merit based, or were they just like, get in there?
I asked her. I finally asked my boss because I didn't want to work in concession. So I'm like, oh, can I move into the box office? And she moved me there. And then I was really bad at counting money. and closing
Wait,
them.
hold on.
My box was short like 3
All the
times.
time.
That's why they fired me. I was like, oh.
Short box.
Sure.
Let's talk how short. I mean, we talking pennies off?
No, it was like $5, $9. It wasn't a lot.
Okay, so like but somewhat significant. I would call that like $5 means like you accidentally gave somebody $5, or $1 5 times, even worse.
More than once.
You're working how long a shift? So if you're a kid, I'm sorry, how old did you say when you got that job?
17.
Okay, so you're 17. So you're working typically shorter shifts, and then you're only working rushes, right? You're only working at when the movie's about to start. Mm-hmm. So you're pulling in a couple $100 by the end of your shift. And so like when I was a cashier at a grocery store, they would ding us if it was like more than $2 off, then they like pulled you in to like you're secretly pocketing $2 a day. Leave the company in 30 years or whatever with your savings, So
to start your own grocery store.
Yeah. And so do you remember just how off you could be before you got pulled in?
No, they never told us. They never trained me about that. So they're never like, oh, if you're short, this is how much you can be short if it's an accident, whatever. They never said it. But I think at the end of the day, she probably just didn't like me. I wasn't a good employee. Mm-hmm. They were looking for a reason to like, okay, let's let her go now.
Yeah, they just put you in the mines and they were like, she's going to fail. Like this whole cavern's going to like fall in on her. So just let her go.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I loved it though. I got to pay for my own prom, school dances.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I don't remember what I did with my money. Probably nothing.
CDs. I was
probably a lot of CDs. Yeah. New corn CD, something.
Corn.
Okay, so Lynn, that was your first job. What would you say is the worst job you've ever had?
The worst job?
Yeah.
Can I talk about it's the worst job, but I liked it?
Sure.
But it's the worst job. The worst job I ever
it fits
had.
Your personality so far. Just based off of the Craigslist responses, like this is going to be awful, but like I'm going to have a good time. So
I don't know if Nick remembers my anyway. The worst job anybody was. I used to be an erotic massage girl. So that's not really a job. It's self-employment, right? But I liked it because it was so much money.
Sure. Yeah. But not a good job, not a great job.
No, it's not like, oh, look at me. Like I give hand jobs for a living. You know what I'm saying?
Like I do know what you're saying. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
But it was so easy, you guys. It was.
That easy money, man.
It was so easy and
that
so
HJ
much money. It was like 30 minutes to 45. I mean, it's that you say an hour, but really it's you give them a massage and then you give them a hand job. It's not an hour. Anyway, and then you make like $200.
Right.
Compared to jobs that I worked at for $15 an hour. I'm like, what? Why would I ever do that? That's the worst job, but I liked it.
So I guess that's okay. I have a question. So, and it's a great point. I never thought of that. So these guys come in, they pay for an hour. Yeah. And then they jizz after like whatever, 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. You have to do the massage first.
You get a massage first. Though.
Okay. But you're like you said, you're not filling the hour. So then do you just hang out until your next appointment?
That's a good question because the first time I ever did it, I thought I was supposed to hang out for an hour. So I was sitting there talking to the guy like, I guess I'll just hang here for an hour. He's like, you don't have to do that. I was like, all right. So then after that, they know. And plus, if it's like 30 minutes or 45 minutes, they leave you the whole thing because it's like a tip anyway. They tip you. So then they're just like, okay, bye. Have a nice day.
After you tuned into that, you were like, I don't have to fucking talk to you. Like, you
don't have to.
What'd you do for the rest of the time before
That's
you went?
It.
Did you just leave? Like, well, I'm confused about the entire physical setup here. Are there multiple rooms? Like,
so for me, I didn't work in a parlor, so I work by myself. So if they come to me, I'm at a hotel, my own room.
Sure. Okay.
If I go to them, I just go to their house or hotel or whatever it is that they want to call me to. And then they come in, they leave money on the table, they strip naked. They have to strip fully naked.
Hilarious.
And then you give them the massage.
Sure.
And then you finish. You give them a towel. And then they get up, get dressed, and then they're like, okay, see you later, or see you next time. You know, you get regulars and stuff.
Of course.
That's the whole thing. Easy.
That's the whole thing.
In and out.
So on days when you're not making house calls, when you're like, I'm setting up in my hotel, do you like ahead of time? You're like,
are you stacking appointments?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So it will be anywhere between, and I used to live in these hotels. So I lived at the DoubleTree Hotel for months.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I would make so much money that I can just live at a DoubleTree, you know?
Right,
So the clientele would be, my slow days would be like 2 clients, and then I had busy days where I had like 8.
Okay.
So if that's 200 a pop for, let's just say on average a five client day, right?
Yeah, grand a day.
No, $1,000 a day. You do that 5 days a week. I mean, did you do it 5 days a week? Did you have to do it more?
I did it more days only because I'm a workaholic.
It's also super easy, as you said.
You know, I'm a workaholic, so I'm just if I'm not working, I feel unaccomplished.
Also, you're paying for this expensive hotel, so it's like, well.
Yeah.
So you're making what, like $5,000 a week?
Yeah. And I didn't always
Varies.
get 8 clients,
it
you know.
varies. Yeah. That's fucking insane.
A lot of money.
So much money.
You can make a lot of money.
So much money.
But ask me if I was good at saving it. I wasn't. I was not good at saving it. I grew up poor. So the minute I had money, I was like, oh my God, you want money? You want money? I was like giving money to my friends.
Yeah. Football jerseys on the
that's like just for clarity, and I know this is not, that's like $260,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yep. And I don't cook, so I always ate out. I always went out. Yeah. It was good money. But then there would be slow times where I would have to do like special offers. It'd be like $50 for half an hour.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. So let's just say instead of $260 a year, let's just put it at a cool 2.
Yeah. Let's say about
200,000 a
with
year.
no college education. No.
Yeah.
Just
no schooling.
Shitting on everyone going to law school. Fucking losers.
That's what they owe when they get out. They owe like $200,000.
And I didn't even have to have sex with them, you guys. Like I didn't even have to.
Right.
I didn't have to be naked. Nothing. They didn't have to touch me.
Yeah.
Right.
They had to get naked.
Yeah, they had to get naked.
You're like, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
That ass.
No, seriously. I never felt sorry for myself. It was like empowering for me.
How did you get into it?
On Craigslist.
Wow.
That's why when you guys are like, here, we're looking at Craigslist ads, I'm all big whoop.
Yeah, well, we know. Big whoop. This table tennis guy wants a hand job. There's personal project.
That's why I know when I see these ads and they're like personal anything, I'm like, they're not really looking for that. It's whatever they're posting. They're looking for.
Sure. Although there's better sections than the jobs. Better than the nonprofit jobs section. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, back then when I did this was 10 years ago. No, they had an actual thing that said erotic.
Oh, in Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah, there was a section that said erotic. Yeah,
dark.
And then they changed it to adult. And then they just took it all off.
Right, because it was only that.
Yeah, because it was crashing their website. The entire internet was shut down several times because of the erotic section on Craigslist. I do see it like now when we're hunting for jobs for the game under like services, like it's just and it varies. Yeah, it varies between looking for just some female companionship for tonight, to like desperate for a hand job. Please God, someone will apply. It's just like the varying states that these people are in.
Right.
So just want to clarify. You found you were out of work. Like paint a picture here, because you're out of work. You find a job, and is it like? I'm just trying to think of like, is this like a Better Call Saul situation where you like did it once,
no,
or Breaking Bad, and you're like, and then you're like, I'll do it more again, or was it like?
So you're saying how did that happen? How did it
transpire from did you try it once, or are you like, no, I'm for sure gonna go all in right away? And
well, I got fired from TGI Fridays.
Man, 1 year later, you own that TGI Fridays.
Like I'm a TGI Fridays franchisee.
I was always late to work. I'm telling you, I'm a terrible employee. So I was always late. I got fired. And then I was like, okay, well, my mom was also very poor, right? We were poor. So then I'm like, okay, well, I can be an escort. I'm like, listen, if I'm just sleeping with random dudes, I might as well get paid for it. So
how old are you at this point?
I was 29.
29.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, well, I can just be an escort. I can choose my clients,
Right.
sleep with them, and get like 500 to $1,000 a night, right? Or
Did you
whatever.
did you know people who had done that before?
No, that's why
Oh,
I was
you're
on
just-
Craigslist looking for
Okay, got
escort
it.
jobs.
Yeah, okay.
And then I see this ad, and the title was "Massage Girls Wanted, No Sex," a bunch of dollar signs. Literally, that's what.
And you're like, okay, so
Uh-huh.
there's the sex. This is the
You know, I was like, no
Uh-huh,
sex.
yeah.
That's me. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I know how to give massages. Anyway,
yeah.
so then I call him, and he tells me what it is, and I was like, hand job. And then I said, how much do they charge? And he goes, anywhere from like 150 to like 200. And I'm like, that's it? Because to me, escorts you make like 500 or whatever.
for sure,
Mm.
for sure.
But then then he was like, well, we'll take pictures of you. And I met the guy, and he was cute, so I like kind of started dating him. But
yeah, air conditioning.
he did.
Good.
And then
I'm just
yeah,
looking
so
out
then
for
when
you.
I did it, after the first day, I was like, I'm just gonna do this. This is easy.
Got it. So day one, and you were like,
I was in.
All right.
Yeah.
And they had a whole infrastructure for you. This wasn't like you were freelance, so to speak. You know,
Yeah.
you were on your own, but it wasn't like you had to hunt for clients necessarily. It was
No,
just
we
sort of like,
posted on Craigslist.
oh, so what were your
Yeah,
what
okay,
were
so
your
then
responsibilities?
So he posted for me on Craigslist, and he would have a picture of me in lingerie or whatever, but without my face. Right.
Mhm.
And then I would just keep getting calls because they liked Asians,
Right.
and and back then I was thinner. So it was like a curvy Asian. People don't see a lot of curvy Asians. Right.
Right.
And then, yeah, so my title was like sweet, sexy, curvy Asian. Right?
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
So I'd be
A
getting calls
master
and calls
class
and
in
calls.
marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just kept, that's just how it was. And then he taught me how to post on Craigslist and stuff.
So were you responsible for paying for? Did you have to pay back
So
then?
he
to
got
post?
40%
Sure.
of all my clients when I was working with him.
Uh-huh.
For Craigslist, you did have to pay. It was like $5 a post.
Right.
Okay.
So it was like
Gonna make his
nothing.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
uh-huh.
2 weeks later, I leave him because I learned how to do it myself. So then I left him
Dope.
Wait,
And I started
How, how long did you say? How many weeks?
like a couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
I was only dating him for like 2-3 weeks
Uh-huh.
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 because
And
he was
you're
like a
just like,
druggie and all that, you know.
Yeah, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
and
fuck
then-
this.
yeah.
I know
Yeah.
I'm like,
exactly
why
how to
am
do
I
this.
giving you 40% when I can
Yeah.
just keep all of it myself?
Yeah, you gave
So-
out 5 hand jobs and you're like, I bought myself a laptop back, so I'm good.
Bye. You know?
And an air conditioner.
Yeah. Yeah. I live at the DoubleTree. People clean my room for me. You know, there's a Starbucks downstairs. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how it worked out. So I
And
learned
so
how to
then-
do
So
it
you just literally did the same thing, but for
Yep.
you this time.
just for me. And then you
Well-
guys, I had girls working for me at one point too, because
Uh-huh.
I learned how to
Oh.
post looking for girls
Right,
Uh-huh.
right.
because I just didn't want to do it so much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't
Uh-huh.
always work out because because most sex workers are on drugs or high or
Right,
Uh-huh.
whatever, you know, so they're not always as responsible.
Right. They didn't
Well-
just get fired from a TGA Fridays like
No.
yesterday.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
like
No.
a couple years ago, and things have gone not so good since then.
Yeah.
So yeah. Uh-huh.
Was it easier? I mean, I don't know how you'd know this, but was it easier? Or do you feel like girls were more likely to like flock to you because you were also a girl, like as opposed to working for like a dude under that
Right.
umbrella?
Yes.
You know? Okay.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because because every time I talk to them, they can tell that because I didn't do drugs, I didn't smoke weed,
Right.
I still don't. I
Yeah.
still don't. So to them, they were like, "Oh, this is strange."
This person is
She
just
just-
literally trying to make some money.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And if I sign up with her,
Yeah.
then that's what's going to happen. And that's
Yeah.
all that's going to happen.
Uh-huh.
But most of these girls are not as ambitious, so you know they'll do
Right.
like one
Uh-huh.
or two clients, and they're like, "Okay, cool."
Yeah.
You know,
Got it,
so
got it.
it's really
They're just looking to get to the next thing. is all
Right.
they're- Yeah. Okay. Okay.
versus
So-
me. I'm like 5 clients, you know.
yeah. You're like hustle. Let's get
Yeah,
those
yeah.
dicks, ladies. Come on.
Yeah. So see, it was fun for me. It wasn't like, you know, people think of sex working and sometimes it sounds like, oh, you
Like
had a
gritty
pimp and
or-
it was gritty.
yeah.
It wasn't. For me, it was like
Mhm.
DoubleTree Hotel and
Mhm, mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Just like the barista's like, hey, Lynn. Just
Yeah,
like
I was
very-
just about to ask.
very
No,
Sesame Street kind of life on the bottom floor there.
You know what, you guys, the people at the front desk at the DoubleTree knew my name.
Of course.
So they kept
Mhm.
saying, "Hi, Miss Sun," because I had to use my real name to book.
Mm,
Sure.
They just
Uh-huh.
thought I was a businesswoman, which I was, but they
Indeed
thought
you
I
were.
was, yeah. But they just
Mhm.
thought I was, you know, traveling for work. I had my suitcase with me. And
Of
they,
course. You were on a
They
little
knew
roller
me.
bag.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
knew me.
uh-huh.
You had a cravat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, Yeah. So in when men would go in and out, they can't tell where they're going.
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
in a hotel. Yeah. You just say go to the 3rd floor or the 10th floor or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, hotel lobby, you know, random pro tip that has not a lot to do with this, but if you're ever looking to go to, this is obviously non-COVID times, trying to go to a public restroom, hotel lobbies, as long as you're, you know, not wearing board shorts or whatever. Like,
yeah.
if you roll in there, like the bathroom's somewhere nearby, and everybody comes and goes. So the front desk staff, they don't care, even if they were supposed to care, but they definitely don't care because they can't tell.
Yeah, I have a friend who's quasi homeless, and he lives up on that continental breakfast, man. Just walks right into a hotel, keeps himself clean enough looking. He walks right in like he's one of the people staying there.
Gets so smart.
It's, I mean, you know, that continental breakfast costs them 10 cents because it's just like nasty ass, like microwave eggs. So you know, what are they losing?
Bagels, Danish.
Yeah, what do they give a shit?
From Costco.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. That we've not really talked much about this on this podcast, but it is very important to remember how little the employees give a shit at any given establishment you're at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if I'm working at a fucking place and I notice a guy come in semi-regularly, not every day I have to say something, but if it's semi-regularly, you're like, I don't give a fucking shit. Like we throw away most of the stuff at the end of the day anyway, you know, the hot dogs, the eggs, whatever.
Yeah,
don't cause trouble. That's all.
So yeah, the DoubleTree staff were just like,
hello. They're like, hey, you want another cookie? You know, they have a lot of cookies. You could tell. And you know what? I didn't carry myself like a sex worker. I wasn't, you know, I carried myself like I was.
You didn't walk in with like a real long cigarette.
No,
like
I wasn't wearing like
glittery red dress.
Like,
to
your room then, Madam Web. Just like just had this title, this queen kind of title.
Like one of those lace things that goes like over the eyes a little bit. You know what I'm talking about? You can't actually see all of her face. It's just like
it's so
lace.
Crazy to talk about these things because you know I don't remember all of them unless I talk to somebody about it. You know.
Oh sure. Yeah, it wasn't.
I don't remember all the
it wasn't like a great time. How long did you do it?
A year.
A year.
I got tired of it. Yeah, I got tired. I got so tired of it that like I got calls, and I just would ignore them.
Yeah. Right.
So I would just hang up on these calls.
How long did you have girls for? How long did you have like your team?
The girls it wasn't that long because they just wouldn't be committed.
They flake on you.
You realized it was more
they
work.
flake. They'd be like, "Oh, I'm coming," and then I'd post an ad for them, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not coming. Just kidding." And you're like, "Ugh."
Yeah.
You know, and I got most of the calls.
Sub in at that point.
Yeah, because you know what, like I got a lot of white clientele, white men, and they were all like classy white men, like they weren't.
Weird. But a little weird.
No, actually, they were all normal. And the thing is, what I was trying to say is that white men have like an Asian girl thing.
That's what I mean by weird. Yeah.
So that's why I got all the clients.
Yeah.
You know, and I kept it professional too. Like they knew when they were coming to me, I was clean.
Sure.
You know, I wasn't going to be high on anything.
Right.
You know, so
just very much a business transaction.
Very much. I ran it very much like a business. I gave them water at the end. I was good. They got water.
Not a smart water. That's
the premium water in the back.
You get fucking Arrowhead, dude.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wow. Man,
so there goes that job.
Yeah, well, Lynn, we always make sure to close the podcast with 3 questions just so we cover all the bases. And the first question is for this worst job, shall we say. The question is, when were you done and how did you quit? So we obviously know that you couldn't technically quit. You just sort of stopped.
Yeah.
But, you know, when did you kind of realize, yeah, I do have to stop doing this?
When I got tired of looking at dicks.
Yeah,
that'll do it.
And
That'll do
I had a stalker. So somebody would call me and be like, I see you walking out of your hotel room to the thing. And I was like, no, I can't do it anymore.
Really?
Scream movies are not fun.
Yeah. Oh
That
man.
sucks.
So then I mean, like you don't have to give me like the full rundown, but it's like, okay, so this man just starts getting hold of you out of the blue. And did you know who it was?
No, because they used some sort of weird number. I don't know what kind of number it was, because when I called back, it would just be disconnected.
Oh.
So they would call me on a number
right.
and I'd call it back and it wouldn't work. And I'm like, what? What the hell? That's weird.
You think it was possibly a client of yours or just like a person?
I'm sure it's someone I knew
At some
like,
point.
Yeah. Because they literally knew what I was wearing when I was walking out of the room and all that
so they're
stuff.
like super accurate.
Yeah.
It wasn't like vague. Eesh.
No.
Yeah.
They
So
were-
like that. So you were already a little burnt out. That started happening, and you're like, "Yeah, we're good."
Yeah.
I'm not doing burned out and a stalker. No thanks.
One or the other.
Because you guys, I did get busted 3
Oh, really?
times.
3
but that
times.
didn't stop me. That didn't bother me at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
what
fuck
was?
that.
Yeah, obviously the consequence was not severe.
Wait, yeah, real quick, you got busted. What happened? So like cops came in, they're like, I see too many dicks in here or whatever. Like,
No, I got busted once. All 3 times was a sting operation, obviously.
Like an undercover person.
Like an undercover cop
Yeah,
pretending to be a client.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I got busted 3
and
times.
then you go to jail and pay some fines.
The only reason why I went to jail was because I didn't pay those fines I was supposed to pay.
Right.
And then they caught me like 5 years later
Okay.
and threw me in jail.
Worst of the past.
Yeah, but they didn't.
How do you just real quick? How do you like? I was gonna say, how do you trust a man? What the hell? How do any of us trust a man? But anyways,
Absolutely.
like how do you get caught? Like, I mean, I'm blown away by that.
How do you
Like, sting
evaluate-
operation? Yeah.
Right.
how
That's
the
why I
client-
could, because for me, I was very careful about clients that I would book. So I didn't book every client, right? So
Right.
you can't sound like you're drunk. If you showed up drunk, I would turn you away. You
Uh-huh.
can't sound like you're on anything. You can't be
Yeah.
too whispery, you know? Like
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
creepy.
Uh-huh.
But if
Yeah,
they sounded
it needs
normal,
to be. It needs to sound like someone is booking a flight over the phone. You know,
yeah.
we're looking
No,
for
that's a good
economy
one.
class.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You just have to sound like a normal human. And even if I showed
Yeah.
up to their place and that place looked sketchy, I wouldn't go in.
Right.
But these
Okay.
cops understood how to act like a regular client.
Right.
They understood how to book a hotel that looked normal. I
Right.
got busted at the Days Inn. You guys heard of the Days Inn?
Oh yeah, I've heard of
Yeah,
the Days
yeah.
Inn.
So that's a normal hotel.
Yeah.
I was
Uh-huh.
like, what? How did I? Anyway,
Right. It's not like a Red Roof Inn. You
Uh-huh.
know.
yeah,
So
it's
then-
not.
So how far do you get before he pulls out handcuffs or whatever, and you're like,
So
oh, this isn't
one-
part of the deal?
No, like, so he did strip all the way naked, and I did
Uh-huh.
give him his whole back rub, and then I asked him to turn over, and then when I reached for his penis, he said, "Have you ever had?" And he mentioned some sort of energy drink that I don't remember. Like, so for example, he goes, "Have you ever had a Rockstar?" And I'll be like, "What is that?" And then the cops, the undercover
Oh,
cops,
that was
came
the
in.
code
Oh, that's
word. That was the
their
code
code
word?
thing. Yeah.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Because we'd
Like,
be like, oh, so how's, he'd be talking about his wife or school or whatever.
Right,
And
right.
then
Uh-huh.
all of a
Acting
sudden
normal.
he'll just be like, have you ever had a Red Bull out of nowhere? And I'm like, what?
It was always an energy drink.
Uh-huh.
That was the
no,
that was the
that
question?
one, the first time I got busted. Not the first time, the second time I got busted.
like
Got it.
I just in my head it was like you grab his penis and then he reaches down and that's when you get the cuffs.
No.
Like, around
The cuffs.
around
He
his
just
dick, you know?
snaps it on. and I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
this is going to cost extra.
Yeah.
You can't do
Cuffs the other cuff to his penis. He's like, gotcha, proof, red-handed.
You ever had a Four Loco?
No, they do a whole sting operation. They have
Mhm.
cops in the next room. Like,
That's a lot of
Uh-huh.
resources.
Wait,
for
and then
just
like
you.
200 cops come in and they're all like talking to their naked partner, like, good
Yeah.
job.
No, the guy like started running into the restroom to get dressed.
Uh-huh.
Right when the cops
Uh-huh.
busted in, he like
Uh-huh.
He doesn't want them to know that he hasn't ever had a Rockstar energy drink.
yeah.
I'm actually more of a Dr. Pepper guy. Too much caffeine. I was like, I don't sleep too good. I'm a monster.
Man, that's
Too late.
crazy. That's crazy. Uh-huh.
Okay. Question number 2. Very curious to know the answer to this question. What's one good thing you took from that very bad job?
oh man, it gave me good stand-up material.
Type.
No, that's for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
So,
unique, you know.
Yeah. I didn't know at that time that that's what all of that will lead me to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that.
Mhm.
But now that I'm here doing stand-up, I'm like, oh shit, now nobody can say my material.
You walk on stage and
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, I was given this hand job
Uh-huh.
for money, and then it's like, okay, well, you just cut out everybody else on the show. Nobody else is saying, and then they could have started and said I was giving a hand job. No question, that could be a part of the premise. But part number 2, done.
Getting
Yeah,
paid
yeah,
for
you-
it.
you're just like, look, you can give out hand jobs. You just can't talk about them.
Yeah, and also it helps me I don't know if the words normalize, but make sex working not seem so gritty and seem so
Right.
you know,
it calibrated it for you, I
right?
guess.
Yeah.
Like
And
what
then
it
the
can
world
be.
will know that it doesn't have to be that. We're not all on drugs, and we're not all,
Yes.
you know, getting beat
Sure.
up by pimps. You know,
Yeah. Some people just need money.
right? We're just normal people that's just trying to make a living.
Yeah,
you know.
There's no like 10-foot tall man in like a big hat and like a
No,
cane.
nobody's waiting at the
Fish in
door.
his
You know?
shoes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Uh-huh,
So
Let's think about that tall hat. This is not the third question, but I'm going to sneak one other in. What did you transition to something else afterwards? Did you have enough money saved up to kind of like what other
Coast.
what gig did you get after that?
after that, I was just done
Guy
with it,
Fridays.
and then I think I just went back to like waitressing again and
Sure.
managing restaurants.
Yeah.
I became a restaurant manager
Yeah.
after
Got
that.
it. Yeah.
And because restaurants so easy.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
one thing that I can do really well, you know. And I learned managing skills from that. So
Right. Very
there
true.
I am.
Very true. Yeah. Sometimes you have to exit your career to re-enter at a higher point. I have management experience. Yes,
Yeah.
I absolutely do. Okay, so question number 3, not related to this job, is just sort of like pandemics happened. We're still in it. A lot of people's dreams have sort of been like, if not sidelined, then certainly like etch-a-sketched, just sort of like
I know.
shaken up.
Yeah.
So like, how you doing with all that? You got any, what's going on? How's that going
You know
for
what?
you?
I've always said that I don't know if you guys are spiritual or whatever. This is going to sound really woo woo, but I've always asked the universe, like, okay, I don't want to waitress anymore. I want to be able to stay home and do creative stuff and be more with my son more. Right. And, I know there's a pandemic and whatever, but I feel like it gave me the opportunity to do that.
Sure. Yeah.
So I didn't want to ask the universe for it and then be an ingrate and not do anything
Yeah.
when he gave it to me.
Sure.
So that's why I started writing my book and creating and doing more stand-up. The only thing that's hard about it is being a mom 24/7.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's hard. I've been quarantined with him since March.
That is a tough
It's a tough gig.
I mean, I know that people are talking about it, but I still don't think people are talking about it enough. Like it is a tough road to not have any safe places for kids to be aside from in the primary home, right? For such a long period of time.
Yeah. And I'm single. I'm a single mom. So it's not like I can 50% let him hang out with someone else,
Correct. Yes.
So I'm just like, this is so rough. I'm not built.
It's just me and you.
I'm not built for this. I'm built to go to work half the time,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a reason to some degree. We can argue about how specifically society is shaken out for the last couple hundred years, but there's a reason that we like leaving people and coming back to them. I like to not see you, and I like to see you.
Right.
At the same
you
time.
guys can't stay with your girlfriends and wives 24/7.
Nope.
You have to. Even in jail, they let you
Yeah.
out a couple hours a day.
Yeah.
'Cause it's
even in
unnatural.
jail. Yeah.
You
Nobody
can't.
wants to do one thing.
Everything's a blessing, right? I understand that. I'm just saying the realness of it is that parenting sucks.
Yeah, it's fucking hard
right now.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard as shit.
Yeah.
It sucks, but here we are.
Damn. Well, Lin, where can people find you on the internet or your writings or whatever you'd like to plug? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Lin Sun TV. You can go to linsuntv.com to find information about my book that's coming out at the end of the year, which is really exciting. That's it. Thank you guys so much.
Have the Night Mom Show. Is that correct?
The Late Night Mom Show. So the Late Night Mom Show, I'm doing a new thing that's attached to it.
Yeah.
It's called Roaring Women in Comedy. So I'm talking to women who are hustling in comedy currently right now about tips and insights and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. We'll put links to all of that in the show notes. So if you're watching on YouTube, again, if you need to find us on YouTube, it's FCK This Place. There'll be, look down below where I'm pointing now. Or again, if you're listening to the podcast, it'll be in the show notes. So just click details and boop, all those will be there. So thank you so much, Lin.
Thanks, Lin. This has been great.
Pleasure.
So fun.
And fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
If you had a great time during today's episode, why not leave a review? Tell us what you think. Or you can text us what you think at 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. I got a feeling we've got some more write-ins coming soon. Okay, that's it. Bye for now. Fuck this place.